Judging by the comments on all of my videos related to dating or women, it seems like there are a lot of people who do not believe that a healthy relationship is possible or achievable. And I'm here to tell you that it is. You have to understand that if you believe that it is not possible, then it's not possible for you, because the belief in your truth is the truth in your belief. Because you believe that healthy relationships aren't possible because of, the way that women are or the way that men are or whatever, you are basically blocking love from your life. You're blocking love from the person that wants to give you their love. The universe wants to bring you together. Love is magnetic. It brings people together, and it does it in ways that you can never imagine. But you have to open up your mind, and that's the first step to having a healthy relationship with someone. You have to believe that it's possible. You can't believe that people are just out to get you and want to take from you and don't want to give to you and expect to find somebody that wants to give something to you. Those beliefs that you have, those are reflected back to you in your outer world. And that is why you have trouble finding love. This is something that I had to recognize within myself. I had subconscious beliefs that were preventing me from finding anything meaningful, the type of relationship that I wanted. And the reason why is because I didn't love myself, and that's the next step in developing a healthy relationship with someone, is you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself before you can love anyone else or before you're receptive to anyone else's love. If you don't love yourself, how can you love anyone else? You are the one person that you have to be with at all times of the day. You came into this world alone, unless you are a twin or something, and you're going to leave this world alone. So you have to love yourself. If you want to build anything meaningful with somebody, you have to love yourself first. Self-love is the best love. Nobody's love for you can compare to the love that you can have for yourself. Because like I said, you are the only one that knows all parts of yourself. You know all of your deepest, darkest secrets. So, both partners should love themselves. And they should love themselves so much that they allow the extra love that they have to nourish their partner. And that brings me to the next key to a healthy relationship. And that is giving. Your primary goal in a relationship should be to give to the other person, not take from them. Two people should come together and want to give each other love. That's what love is giving. True love is giving. Greed is taking. If you are just seeking to take from somebody, whether you want their money or their body or the status that they provide you, whatever it may be, you have to go in with the intention of giving. And you have to love yourself enough to recognize when you are not receiving anything in return. Because if you're giving something, then naturally you'll receive something back. If you're not, then you need to leave that situation alone. That person is not for you. That's how toxic relationships are formed. One-sided relationships where, one person is giving, and the other person is just taking. And because that person is giving and not receiving anything back, eventually they run out of things to give. Now, the next key to a healthy, meaningful relationship is chemistry. Okay, this is something that it's hard to really articulate, just putting it into words, but if you feel it, then you feel it. You know that you feel it. You feel that connection and you know it's real. You know it's real. And sometimes it can be developed. Sometimes it's just instantaneous. But if you don't have chemistry with somebody and you don't see yourself building any type of chemistry with somebody, then you shouldn't really pursue a relationship with them. Because at that point, you are pursuing a relationship with somebody because you're lonely. And if you do that, that means that you need to work on developing your relationship with yourself. Because if you love yourself, then you really shouldn't be lonely. You should enjoy your own company. Even if you crave other people's company, your company is still satisfactory to you, and you don't need to look outside of yourself for love. Now, chemistry can come from many different things. It can come from, having a lot of things in common, or, maybe, you both find each other attractive and it starts from there. Whatever it may be, you should have chemistry with each other. If you don't have chemistry, then I'm sorry to inform you, but things are not going to last very long. And if they do, you are literally wasting your life away. Now, the next key to a healthy relationship is that you should both feel comfortable being your true, authentic selves around each other. Now, don't get it confused, okay? If you have character flaws, don't confuse that with character traits. Character traits are the things that define who you are. Those are the things that make you who you are. For example, me. I would consider myself to be a nice, affectionate guy. And, I've been told many times over that nice guys finish last and things like that. And I used to let things like that get to my head, and I would let it affect the way that I treat women to an extent. I can only go outside of my character for so long. Eventually, my true nature was exposed, and then I ended up losing, the women that I was being nice to. And I thought, what? Those people must be right. They must be right. Nice guys finish last. But in reality, I just sold them a facade. I was never that guy that I made myself out to be to them. And, once I became my true authentic self, then all of a sudden things fell apart. And, once I realized this, I made a promise to myself to be who I am. I'm going to be my authentic self, no matter who I'm with. And if I have to change myself, if I have to act mean or whatever, just to keep their interest, then I'm with the wrong person. It's as simple as that. If you have to change who you are to be with somebody, then you're with the wrong person. But like I said, don't confuse character traits with character flaws. A character flaw is a character trait that causes harm to somebody. So if you are harming somebody in any type of way, then you need to check yourself, and you need to work on yourself, and you need to be single for a little bit and learn to love yourself a little more. And sometimes character flaws come from emotional trauma, and that's the next key to a healthy relationship. Clearing emotional trauma. You should not enter into a relationship if you are holding on to a bunch of trauma within you and you're trying to suppress it, because one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to explode on your partner one day and, really cause them a lot of trauma, or you're just going to go crazy. Like, you're going to go crazy trying to suppress your feelings. And, I've said this before, but this is mostly a guy problem. A lot of guys do not like to confront the emotional trauma that they have. Instead, they like to divert blame to women. And the reason why I know this is because of the comments on my videos. And this isn't everyone. Don't get me wrong. This isn't everyone. But you have to learn to clear that trauma. Face it head on. Journal it. Go to a therapist. Do whatever you have to do. But don't enter into a relationship knowing that you're holding on to a bunch of trauma. And, you're just projecting it onto the person that you're with. And perpetuating that cycle of trauma. When you're with somebody, you shouldn't take away from each other's peace of mind. Being with somebody should not stress you or them out. Occasionally, you might stress each other out, but just on a day-to-day basis, you should promote peace of mind within each other, not take it away. Peace of mind is the goal. That's the goal in life, is find peace of mind. And if you're taking that away from somebody, or if they're taking it away from you, then you don't need to be together. It's that simple. Life is too short to be wasting your time with somebody that constantly has you on edge. If you feel like you need to check their phone, you need to check their DMs, and you just feel insecure about that person, that either means that you're with the wrong person, or you're still holding on to emotional trauma from a previous situation. And like I said, you need to clear that out. Now, in clearing out emotional trauma, that does not mean that you need to be perfect. Okay, that doesn't mean you need to be perfect. Everyone has something, something that it'll probably take their whole lives to figure out. That's the nature of life, is learning, working on yourself, changing and growing each and every day. And like I said, you should promote this within each other. You should inspire each other to do better. You should inspire each other to work on yourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and however else you see fit. If you get with somebody and a year later you're both the same people as you were when you got together, then that relationship is more than likely meaningless. You should really seek to become better alongside the person that you're with. It's about growing together. That's how you establish that foundation that'll set you up for the rest of your life or for however long you'll be together with that person. Sometimes people grow apart, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, if you are growing with the person that you're with, no matter how the situation turns out, you'll be satisfied because you grew from that situation and you at least did your best to help the person that you were with grow from the situation because you came in with the intention of giving. Now, with that being said, I would not enter into a relationship with the intention of only being with them for a set period of time, because at the end of the day, why get with somebody if you don't think you're going to be with them for the long haul? But at the same time, you need to make sure that you avoid attachments. Attachment is the root of all suffering. If you are attached to somebody, you are not in love with them. You are in fear. You are in fear of losing that person. You're no longer enjoying the time that you're spending with them. Your growth will stagnate. And as a result, you'll lose your peace of mind. And like I said, if you are in a situation with somebody and you don't have peace of mind, that either means that they're not the right person or you need to work on yourself, or both. Sometimes the two go hand in hand. And usually attachment comes from one-sided relationships. When one person is looking to give and another person is looking to take. That's where attachment usually comes in at, where people are afraid of losing that person because they've invested so much into them. When you invest so much of your time, your energy, and your love into somebody, you don't want to lose it. You don't want to lose it. Sometimes that's just the way that life works out, and you need to move on. Because if you are attached to somebody, then you are completely ignoring what might be waiting for you as soon as you let go of that attachment. Because there's somebody out there that wants to give, that wants to match your energy, that wants to reciprocate your energy back to you. And, just develop something beautiful with you. But if you're blinded by attachment, then you won't see that.